Hey everybody, it's Lyn from Lyn's Crafts. Real quick, I'm going to just share what I'm working on this morning. I've got some bronze. Whoa. I've got some bronze Primo. And let's see. Nope, I hate to do it. I'm just gonna cut out the background around this clay. Alright. Just cut out a little background. Okay. I've got two head pins here. And all I'm going to do is twist a bale. I'm going to twist to a bale. Fold it down. Cross the legs. Flip it around on your pliers. Cross the legs again. And then twist. And you're only going to get about 2 twists. Alright. And again, if you get jump rings, if you get head pins or eye pins that are this wonky, don't fret it. Eye pins are just made from wire, and wire is not always straight. Okay. Alright, and then I'm just going to clip the head off of there. Okay. So we've got my 2 little bales there. Now we need to decide on a top or a bottom. I like how this goes from red to gold, so I'm going to have the gold be at the top. I'm just going to pull back that clay backing. Alright. And now that I said that, I've decided on this one I'm not going to put a bottom bale. I'm just going to do the top. Okay? So, there's where we're at. I'm going to roll this up ever so technically here. And then I'm going to roll that back out. Alright, I've just rolled that back out using my pasta machine. Yeah, I defeated my purpose there. Sometimes that's why it's easier for me to work over my glass, because it sticks. And then when it doesn't stick, is usually when you want it to. There we go. I just attempted to cut. Hmm. And when you want it to stick, it wants to stick to your blade. Okay, now I've got this strip, and I've cut one end at a little bit of an angle. And I'm going to put that at the bottom. And then come right back around to where we were. Okay. Alright, now there's a pretty good bezel. Now, alright. Okay, there we go. Just a simple bail. Now, I'm going to wad this all back up and roll it back out. Jeez, the things you gotta do to focus your camera. Alright, so what I'm wanting to do is to put some leaves. So let's decide on some delicate little leaf shapes. Alright. Now we've got leaves. I wish I could tell you how hard this is. I've got to get a better setup for my camera. Because otherwise you don't get to see it. Alright. Okay. And sometimes you just gotta decide which side to make your leaf be. Alright. You never know. Okay. Alright. One more. Alright. So there we go. I'll bake this at 275 for, I'll probably do it 30 minutes. And because my cabochon is already baked and glazed, I will have to glaze it again because my fingerprints from touching the clay will put obviously more clay on it, but will put a matte finish on the cabochon that'll have to be touched up. So, alright, lastly before baking, alright. There we go. And I'll bake this and we'll be back. Okay, here's the two pieces out of the oven. It's this piece and this one that I worked on before. And the first thing we're going to do is glaze these two stones. Alright, let's see. They're still a little bit warm. Okay. Now this glaze is just Rust-Oleum Ultimate Polyurethane. Soap and water cleanup. So it's water-based. Nice long strokes. And if you get a bubble, a small bubble that you can't stroke out, without creating more bubbles. Just blow on it. And that will usually do the trick. Alright. You can see right there. Just a little something. Alright. Now after this dries, I'm going to go back and do some Inca Gold on the bow. Probably in silver. Alright. Now on this piece, okay. Now on this piece, I'm going to buff it just a little bit first. Okay, just make sure we get all the fingerprints off and stuff. We got a piece of fiber. There we go. Sometimes, if your brush has already been wet, in other words, if it's not dry when you start out, you'll get more bubbles. Alright. Okay. Sorry about that. This one's seeming to be difficult. That is on the stone. Okay. And same thing on that one. I would glaze the bezel, but I'm not going to use it that color. Now, I'm sure you saw how much the color was brought out when we put the glaze on. The color and the sparkle really, really turned out sweet. Alright, I've got my Inca Gold in the silver. And because I'm always backwards, I've got no nails on my left hand and longer nails on the right hand. And the reason we glazed the cabochon first was in case we get any of the Inca Gold on there, it's easier to wipe it back off. And it's not dry enough for me to stick my finger in the middle of it yet. It makes it a little harder to deal with, trying not to touch the stone. Alright. Okay, and ever popular subway napkin. You always want to give your Inca Gold a good buff. Or your rub and buff if you're using rub and buff. Okay. Now, clean the stone off where we got the Inca Gold on it a little bit. There we go, as long as it was dry. Alright. Okay. I have gone ahead and put the Inca Gold on the copper one because my Inca Gold in the copper is just a little test sampler and it's really dry. So I went ahead and did it off camera. Alright, I've got some seed beads here, some silver, and I believe these are the 8mm check glass beads, some small silver bead caps, and these matching beads. Okay, like that. Okay. Now there's what we've got. Alright, with the bottom ring perpendicular to yourself. A barely gap between your seed bead up here just to keep from cracking your seed bead. And we don't have a lot of extra. Okay, just like that. And actually, alright, so that's what our pretty little package is going to hang from. Just like that. Okay, and then we'll have another one. With a couple more seed beads. Just that. For a dangle at the bottom. Let's see what we think though about another silver one. Yeah. Okay. Now you don't have to use separate jump rings to connect this stuff together. You can connect just your eye pin straight to your bail. But I prefer to do it this way. Especially on one like this where the bail is hidden by the decoration. There we go. Isn't that pretty? Great for the holidays coming up. Okay. Okay. Now we got one of these copper colored seed beads. Okay, let's see about a couple of bead caps. Okay. And these are real turquoise nuggets. Okay, there we go. Okay, and just a little jump ring. And there we go. Really pretty. There we go. 2 pieces today. Now all I have to do is string some chain on and they're ready to go. Okay? Any questions? Leave them below and I will try to get back to them and answer you. These beads, these cabochons are on the tinting, sanding, buffing, and glazing. And these are on the rolled inclusion bead tutorial. And that's about it. I shall holler at y'all later. Bye now.